It is miles beneath, a demon-haunted maze that once swallowed a crusading army, the legendary Rappan Athuk, the Dungeon of Graves. A handful of iron-thewed men risk their lives, their very souls, to plunder and explore, to stop the creeping tendrils of chaos. This is their story.
Everybody, welcome back to Albion. You are from the Isles of Andric, of the Midnight Sun. And about 2 or 3 years ago, your High King conquered the Andric Isles. And as part of that, it took it as a blessing from the gods, and when the season was ripe, he launched the sails across the ocean, and you've landed here for bloodshed and treasure, and to conquer these lands, the English lands. This is not a paid promotion, but MB Roland tonight. Anyways, and here you are. Over the past 2 years, things have not been going well. This is a monster-infested backwater, and you have struggled to survive. Your father, Hrothar, we'll go over the characters in a moment, but Hrothar is the son of Thorvald. And Thorvald was the appointed Jarl to unite Eastreach under your people from the Andric Isles. And he did so, and he united the Fjnotr, which is what you call your people. The bones of the ancient giants is what that means in Fjnotr. Your language is also called Fjnotr. He united most of the people under his banner, and about 3 or 4 months ago, you have heard that there are other people here, including another Fjnotr from the Midnight Sun lands and the islands far to the northeast, who has claimed he is the High King of these lands, of Eastreach. And Thorvald would not allow this to stand. And so he gathered your forces and he marched to the west to the supposed city of Caden's Rest. Before he could get there, you only know the results of the battle that occurred by the one lone rider who made it back alive, who told you that an undead army scoured that entire force. Not a single one except that rider lived. Now, all of the villages and hamlets and things that have grown up here from the colonists who have landed in the past 2 years are all fighting. And you are now with Jarl Hrothar Thorvaldson, son of Thorvald. And it is his now to claim, I am the king of these lands. And that is his goal. He has so far taken over 2 villages, or rather taken them back. He has sacrificed one rebellious Jarl to the old gods as justice. And he has slain in battle with his small ogre army, which, by the way, you have an army of ogres who think that you're a dragon cult because they're stupid.
Oh, wow.
They might be right. The day is still young.
You also have a regiment of goblins who also think you're a dragon cult. We're going to see how it goes.
Well, that hadn't been previously established. I'm learning things.
No, you knew that.
No, I don't. I can't talk to them.
Oh yeah,
no one here can talk to them.
I'm sorry, that's right. You can't talk to them.
Following me around, and
they tried to worship you, though. You know. Well, anyways, here you are on the coast, and you have captured 10 keel boats from Woldish. Woldish is kind of the word for the English. 10 Woldish keel boats, and so now you have boats, and you can take back to the sea. And so Hrothar has promoted you all to be officers in his small army. He has appointed other officers to consolidate his holdings and to bring those forces back together. And you are about to set to sea for plunder and glory and conquest. And we'll see what happens. That is what's going on. So, tell us about your characters. Let's start at the top. Hrothar Thorvaldsson. Tell us about the son of Thorvald.
Hrothar Thorvaldsson has been in a perpetually terrible mood for the last several months as everything goes terribly. He is a berserker of a fashion, a wrath chanter, possessed by a spirit of wrathfulness. He can fly into a rage, not quite at will, that makes him very powerful and very deadly. And he hasn't done a lot of raging, mostly sulking over maps and charts as he attempts to try to figure out how to rebuild this realm and deal with the calamity that has beset him.
All right. How about Svin Snorkelson? He's crazy as shit.
Well, Sven Snorkelson here. Sven Snorkelson is the oldest man in the world, as far as any of us know. He is 97 years old. He has 3 strength and 2 hit points. The only thing he's good at is not dying. Literally nothing else. He, as it so happens, he has a extra language that I hadn't filled. He hasn't bothered to speak up about the fact that he understands the goblins.
Oh,
because
that's useful.
Because he never made it. He didn't make it to 97 years old by answering questions that no one ever asked.
Nice.
Oh, I love him. He better survive.
He has a build like Gandhi. He has no hair at all. He's too old for hair anywhere. No hair anywhere. Completely smooth. The whole body over. And I rolled at the beginning when we all got into the roll 20. He has 5 teeth.
Ooh.
You rolled for teeth. Man, you already get this. You've got it. All right. Let's see. What we got? Are you going by Kara? Is it Kara?
I was going to pronounce it Kara Scowl.
Kara Scowl. Tell us.
Scowl is actually, I based it off of Viking language. Apparently Scowl is the word for forest, but it was also a last name used. So it seems kind of cool. She is a 37-year-old thief. She doesn't have much patience for shenanigans, but after a hard life and trying to get by, she's determined not to go back to the way things were and wants to... trying to find the word for it. She's determined to make a difference and live up to her family name. She feels like they've kind of left their courage by the wayside and has hence joined in the fight. And she is determined to either live by the sword and achieve victory or die trying.
Nice. Awesome. Olaf Eriksson.
Olaf Eriksson. He's a pretty straightforward kind of guy. You need him to go bash some skulls in. That's what he's there to do. In his off time, he likes to just work on his upper body by, helping building some new houses, and heck, he may have even helped carry one of these ships back into the water after we had to repair him. He's not very smart, nor is he very wise. But after seeing Sven and having some eerie feeling that they're somehow related, he has devoted his life not only to Hrothar's cause, but to make sure Sven doesn't cause any trouble with his personality, shall we say.
Sven is for sure related to everyone here. He just doesn't know how.
Nice.
Second cousin, 8 times removed. We just keep removing him and he keeps coming back. It's yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Very cool. I will also describe what's immediately around you and then further, and that you'll find that is just about all I do. So here you are on the coast of Eastreach. And let's put you right here. Oh, you don't have any vision. I will fix that.
It's okay. We're blind Vikings. It's okay.
Vision on. Owned by everybody. Controlled by everyone. Bam.
Ooh.
You can't legally prove I'm blind.
All right. Imagine those lands beyond that vision that you can see are those places cast in mist. The shadows of rocky reeks. Anyways, either way, outside of your sight range, this is about 9 miles. So most of what you can clearly see is on the near side of that, but you'll be able to see things in the distance. All right. On the coast currently, you begin at a ruined village. There are workers here, other Fjnotr. They have come in previous weeks, and they're working to rebuild the village. On this shallow coast are 10 killboats. Camped here is a camp of monstrous, 10-foot tall, hulking humanoid monsters. At another nearby camp are about 7 maybe goblins. Several more goblins have perished in their rituals to outdo one another for your love, Hrothgar. And then you also have an encampment of Lightfoot Fjnotr. Small round shields, axes, short swords. You have a few men-at-arms that have bows, but very few. I believe you have no horses left, except for Hrothgar himself, if I recall.
I believe I have 3.
Oh, 3 survived?
2, I have mine, and then there were 3. 2 survived, but all the other riders did not make it.
Gotcha.
They died gloriously.
Of these troops, those who are mounted, the 2 riders, are trained riders. So anyone else is not trained to ride a horse. Of those troops who have bows, they're trained to use a bow. Characters, you can do all. You can ride horses and use bows and whatever you want. Whatever your class sheet says it can do. If it doesn't say you can't do it, you can probably do it. Okay. That is what you see at the encampment here. It is the day of Ayul, the 31st of Adventuretide. Skies are clear. It is about 68 degrees Fahrenheit outside, or 20 degrees Celsius. There's a light wind from the west. Around you, you can see the rocky shores. There is a kind of like shallow reef-like structure. It's not a reef, but like just rocks. It extends out for miles here. The shallows in this place will not inhibit your killboats, but a larger ship could not dock here. You can't see anything further out from the water than that rocky shallow. To your west, you can see a series of hills. To the north, also, you can see a series of hills. Between the 2 hills, in a valley, is flat, rocky ground. And you can see where the river inlet, just beyond your vision, miles to the southwest, begins to go into the west inland. That is where you are in modern, what it would be, Scotland, south of Inverness today. What do you do, Hrothgar?
Well, if we're sufficiently ready to set out, we've got a cardinal direction. North.
On the water?
Yes, on the water.
What does your task organization look like? How many boats and how many forces?
My intention is to take a mere 2 boats with 30 of my footmen split across each, so 15 in each boat.
2 boats, 3/4 regiment of footmen in each, and then your officers in each?
Yes. And then everything else can stay behind to defend and rebuild what's left of the settlement.
Okay.
We'll be traveling light. This is sort of fundamentally a kind of exploratory expedition. If we see anything big enough and interesting enough that we want an army to come back here, that'll be a task for another day.
The one ogre among the company that speaks common, he speaks common, not Fjnotr. So I don't know if the others understand him or not. But he comes up to you and expresses his displeasure. He says, "You were dragon caught. We need to find dragon." He assumed that was what you were doing all along.
All right, you make a compelling argument. You're in.
You put them on a boat?
Sure.
One advantage is one of these boats, they require rowing, which you have a fatigue score to how much they can row in combat. 2 ogres can row a kill boat under power at normal fatigue in combat. And it would take 6 humans to do that.
All right. How many ogres do I have?
You can fit 9 ogres on one boat.
Do I have 9 ogres?
Your current force composition is...
I want to say I had 8 and I lost 3.
Let's see here. You have a huge army of ogres. They have, 6 heavy. No, I'm wrong. 2, 4, 6, 8. You have 9 ogres that can all fit on one boat if you wanted by themselves, or among 3 boats, you could probably fit them and your forces. That's a guess.
Yeah, let's take 3 boats then and kind of split those evenly. I don't want to leave the ogres to their own devices. I'm not convinced they know how to sail. So
Good.
And I don't trust them.
All right, and then let's see. The goblins, you get the impression they probably won't be around when you get back either. They're if they don't stab each other to death, they will get up to some other shenanigans, or your Lightfoots will have to put them down. You don't appreciably feel like they're going to be a hazard, though, except to themselves.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll multiply by the time we get back. Maybe they'll be dead. I've made my policy has been to not really concern myself with what the goblins get up to.
All right.
You could
So
bring them along.
you said that
I don't want them in a ship. That's a good way to get holes.
All right. Let's bring up the boat rules.
Boat rules.
I've literally never thought about goblins on a ship. But
They're-
that could be
That's the thing is, and one of the problems with it unintentionally attracting a monster army is monsters don't do well in tight and closed spaces. Vikings don't do well in tight and closed spaces, but it's an occupational hazard. I kind of want to minimize it.
Let's see. I also need the boat movement rules. So that's going to be a galley ship can move 20 miles a day. And these are 6, so they can move up to 3 hexes. So you begin sailing for the day. Hey, you pick. Hrothar, do you want to roll for your encounters, or you want me to?
You can. It'll go faster.
Here we go. Sailing is smooth the first day. You sail, you row along the shallows near the coast. You said you wanted to go north. The coast remains in sight as you're doing this, and so the first thing you see is that you have the edge of the mountains. This is probably about 4 hours into the day. And then you see something else. You see here in a cove a rocky cove with a cave and what looks like remnants of a ship. And this is no killboat. This would be a Woldish galleon, probably a proper pirate ship. It seems that this wounded seafaring beast had limped its way into that cove.
You want to go check it out?
Is there any movement visible, or does it seem...
This is you while you're out on the water, so you can, from where you are, you can only see that cove and then indications that a ship that had been damaged had tried to sail inside of it.
I'd like to, if no one objects, I'd like to take a closer look. Ships have money on them sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. We can go take a look. Free money.
Okay.
Common last words.
You take a full watch to row your vessels closer to this cove, and as you get closer to the rocks, you can see that the waters here are utterly infested with sharks. There are sharks all over the place. As you get closer, you can see that indeed there is a great galley. It is partially sunk inside the cove. It looks like the ship is mostly destroyed, but you can see part of it jutting up out of the cove.
Ooh.
Do we have harpoon technology?
You do not. But you could improvise it if you come up with something, but it wouldn't be like a modern day harpoon that could...
No, just if I could combine a spear and a rope, I would like to set the ogres on getting themselves their food for the day and eating up these sharks.
No problem. Simple enough. Do you have, or does anyone have in their extensive equipment that might have required a weight calculation, a grappling hook?
I have 2.
Well, that
and
you
100
do.
feet of rope.
Okay. So do you send all 3 vessels, or do you load the ogres in one vessel and have them try to board the damaged or wounded great galley, or how do you do it?
Oh, my intention is to use the ogres and their harpooning to clear out these sharks, and also get the ogres some nice seafood.
Oh. Okay, here's how we'll rule that. You think they could, but there's 2, and this is obvious to you. One is that the ogres, being stupid, will just try to hop in and start wrestling them. So they may attempt that. The second thing is that you can take the time to try to use the grappling hooks to pull in a bunch of sharks. By the way, does everyone have rations?
Yes.
Hrothar, how much food separate from your supply chain did you prepare, like rations for your troops?
I don't know if we adjudicated that out. It was my intention to, because these ships are about half full of people, it was my intention to fill up the rest of it with supplies.
I think I remember you saying
that. We didn't quite do the shopping for it.
So supplies is well enough, because under Tony Bath's rules, we're concerned with a supply train and being able to feed the troops. So you don't have a supply train, though, so you have lost the benefit of that. However, we'll say that you filled up half the hold with supplies. That'll also make your ship valuable if somebody finds it. Anyways, okay. So your goal is to actually get sharks to feed these ogres who are going to eat up the supplies. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you kind of got two general big options. Take your time, which is to say take a whole day, or you can let them try their best and see how they fare against sharks.
I kind of want to see ogre on shark action.
I
Let
want
them
to.
fight.
Yeah, I want to let them try their best.
Okay.
The nice thing about having ogres that worship an evil dragon god but serve me is that they're very useful
Expendable?
but thoroughly expendable. Like if they
Let's-
die, I win. If they win, I also win. You know?
Yep. Okay. Does anybody else have any idea? By the way, if anyone has ideas,
Jump in.
jump in. Yes. But
mean,
here we go.
Yeah, this sounds like a good idea. Clear out the sharks. Go see what's on the
Hold on,
galleon.
this does
if
not
anything.
seem like a good idea. Let's make that clear. But
The
it
best
seems like
thing
the
can
idea we're
do-
going with.
The best Sven has is a spear and a rope. If we want to makeshift the harpoon,
Yeah, you can do that. But so you want to just let them at it, though? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
It
All right.
could be a good idea to either catch a shark, like a singular shark, kill it, cut it so it's bleeding good, hang it in the water so other sharks come, and then let the ogres have at it because the sharks would be distracted and the ogres would have a better chance.
Sharks are infamously vulnerable once they get the blood craze.
Okay. So let's see. Sven Snorgelson, you try to like take a spear and just like spear one of the sharks. Maybe attach a rope to it and just cause a bunch of blood frenzy in the water.
yes,
All right, you do
that's
that.
appropriate.
You do that, and this takes a watch. So 3 hours pass, and this does create a bunch of chaos with the sharks, and they're all attracted to your ship. You wanna just let the ogres at it now?
Yeah, I mean, preferably I want to be like, hey guys, use the harpoons, you know. But if they decide to not, then that's their choice.
3 of them are going to try to grab. Let's see here.
Beautiful.
Kind of 6 heavy foot. This is fun. I get to interpolate what a shark is in terms of this. I think it's going to be a light. No, they're tough, if I recall correctly. I also need to look up the stat block for a shark, which I'm pretty sure is in here.
I think we can all agree they have no
I have it
bite.
right here. A shark is... Oh, it's not actually listed. Fun. Okay, doesn't matter.
Oh, fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do chainmail for the 3. Let's see, there's 6 heavy foot. And here's the important one: is the sharks. They just need to not screw. They just need not to. They need to not roll 6s. They don't.
Hey,
Okay. Your ogres are magnificent at this. Some of them prove to be much more wily and smart under the guidance of that one more erudite ogre, it seems. They take a more careful approach. Because it's the ogres, this takes another watch. So 6 hours pass. And the 3 that decide to just grab a shark, they just reach in there and they grab a shark and they like take it and smash its head against the bow. And then you've got this like bleeding, concussed shark, and they just go to town, and the sharks just like roar and triumph at the feast that you've provided for them. They give you all credit for this.
love to hear it. They were born seamen. All right, let's check out the ship.
How do you do that? Do you sail all 3 boats in, and what does everybody think?
I would say just one, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just the one with us officers on it, and that way, if need be, we can grappling hook up to the top deck if it's still stable enough, and we can work our way down.
Does this ship have obvious or any hints as to what happened? Like, is there like a giant bite? taken out of it? Is there fire damage? Do we see arrows or spears sticking out of the hull? Like, is there any indication that this was monster caused or unnatural or pirates, maybe?
Somebody's played classic D&D before. This is a ancient shipwreck. This thing has been here for decades. It's covered in kelp and growth and barnacles, and there are rotten pieces of debris when you take a look at it. There are a couple of other things. First of all, the pieces of debris have a residue on it. Clearly otherworldly. Clearly something gross. It has a green pearlescent quality to it, a goo. A kind of shiny green goo. And there are no indications of how do I put this? There should be indications of life, like, you know, let's say there was a battle, like skeletons or, places where a mangonel would have shattered part of the wood or that it's been boarded. Or there should be indications if they've disembarked, there should be indications that they had camped nearby or at least left or some sign of life. There should be some sign of life. It looks like everybody on this boat, as far as you can tell, it looks like they just vanished, like as if there was no sign of life. This is just from where you are on the outside.
There's an old sailor's saying: when you come across an ancient ship covered in ooze, and maybe call it a day.
Coward.
All right. What can I say?
All right, sail on into the night.
Unless anyone feels differently, I would like to shout once we sort of get into the mouth of the cave. I would like to shout, "Echo!" See if anything responds.
And anybody else? No thoughts? No. Very well. All right. You echo, and you think you hear growling, guttural, inhuman sounds echoing back. Hungry sounds.
Gotcha. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Are you sure? There could be some loot on this super wrecked galleon.
They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but we already got our free lunch. There's nothing more for us here.
Unless we are the free lunch.
Yeah. We got some sharks. It's been a good day.
The ogres are fed. So
yeah,
we fed them.
We can mark this on the map
dragons.
and send impressionable youths here to prove themselves in the future.
From here, you can see that the shallows break up beyond these atolls and go into deeper waters on the other side. There are a series of atolls. The coastline widens, and there's even lush areas where there's multiple sandy coves. And north beyond is a series of other hills. It now passes into nighttime. Do you pass the night on the shore or on the boats?
I think my protocol, unless there's more seaborne monsters than I'm aware of, is going to be to stay on the boats. But if there's clearly a sort of a storm coming, then we'll park it.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry, say that again? I may be misunderstood.
I think that the protocol is going to be to stay on the ships generally, but if there's obviously a storm coming, then we'll take them to shore and sort of get out of danger.
All right.
I know there are mechanics for sailing near shore when a storm happens, and I don't want to interact with them.
The sun rises the next day and you set back out to water. Let's see how it goes. 2. Okay. The next thing that you come upon of significance toward the end of your second day, as night falls a second time, is a river inlet. Now I'm going to just kind of scoot you over here so you can see what this looks like. This river inlet will end in a waterfall, a grand waterfall where lakes and ponds all cascade down from reservoirs and pools and nearby hills and mountains. And it all goes down into this area that feeds out into the ocean. There are a bunch of rocky reeks, small, short, rocky, jagged mountains on the north side, and then a lush forest to the southwest. You can see that from the inlet, and then there's a large island here. Then the coastline continues along a rocky shore. What do y'all think?
Well, it's gorgeous, but I don't see anything too interesting.
Very well. The next day, you pass in this area, this what it turns out to be a large sandbar, island-sized sandbar that's probably a half mile across at a narrow point. And then it becomes marshy. And there are all these like thick, hoary forests with moss that hang over into the swamps. And this you see on your third day. It is now the 2nd of Lunasa. Now I have some bad news, Hrothgar. Wait, maybe I have my time wrong. I do. You begin this. No, you did. You begin this on the 29th of Adventuretide, right? Or did you begin this earlier? Did you waited to heal, right?
I waited to heal.
You're not going to make it to the Fjnotr festival.
That's with the fairies. I did say that I would leave. It's definitely in the text chat. I said I would leave earlier if I was going to miss
my bad.
the fairy festival.
Okay, you will not have all your hit points.
Okay.
Let me go back and see when this would have occurred. Let's see. This battle occurred on the 16th. So if you wanted to ensure that you could make it, you would not have you would be minus 15 hit points.
Gotcha. And am I getting a hit point back every day? Is that how it works?
You would. So you would have 3 hit points back by now. So this would make this the 18th of Aiul.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so on the 18th of Aiul, the weather is cloudy skies. Everything is kind of cast into a steel gray all around you. There's a light wind from the east. It's 54 degrees Fahrenheit. And as the evening comes, it remains cloudy and gloomy with the last quarter of the moon only sometimes peeking out through cloudy skies in the sky.
This is what I was expecting. It's been far too nice for British weather around here for too long.
It has been nice, and not only that, but your journey has been nice. For on the 4th day, which is the 19th of Aiul. Oh, I messed this up. Let's go back to the 18th of Aiul.
The day that Hugh Man died in Gortava.
Ah, you see something. I forgot to mention this. Off of this swampy coast in the river inlet, there is a cave. Burbling from the cave are 3 streams of smoke. They are strange in color, clearly the workings of sorcery. Now, I will remind you, Hrothgar, you do have to conquer and get treasure. And it's all bad out here.
Yep, this is... Unfortunately, I say this with no great enthusiasm.
You know,
But this
Olaf,
is what I've been looking for, and wizards are not hard to kill.
yeah,
but they
being
are
bummed
rich.
out. Olaf will like tap you on the shoulder and say, "Can we go look at the smoke since we didn't go see the ship?"
We're going to kill whatever's making the smoke.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
Spirits come up
All
a
right.
little higher.
Yeah, what's the play? You guys want to like sail straight into the cave or what?
If it looks like there's no other, I mean, it's a cave. It's going to have a cave entrance and no others, I assume.
If we sail in, would that mean we're breathing this strange colored smoke in, or are we able to sail under it?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't necessarily. It's not somewhere. It's not like all over the place. It's just a stream, as if from a single campfire.
Okay. So it's a largemouth cave with just like this little trickle of smoke.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
park 2 of the ships on the coast nearby and take a look around to see if there's smoke emanating from anywhere else in the surroundings, and then take 1 ship in.
You don't see any other smoke in the surrounds. Only the cave. And you said you take a single ship in. What forces do you have on the ship?
That's a good question. Let's take all the ogres
Ooh.
or no, because they take a full ship, right?
If you brought all of them, yeah.
Let's take half the ogres and do the other half of the ship with 15 people.
Oh, I want to. Let's see.
So we'll be fully manning the ship because they hold 30 people max. So half ogres, half people.
Okay, 1 ship, half people, half ogres.
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie.
The good news is it looks like everything's already dead.
Sven thinks it might be
Hey,
intolerant that we're saying ogres aren't people.
I was gonna note that too. The observant listener might notice that Hrothgar is slightly racist against ogres, but like that's not bad. Just slightly. I just don't think they're human, is all. I doubt their humanity.
Nice. Okay. GM. We got you. And I'm going to give you your 3 characters. They're going to look like archers. And then you've got how many ogres again? Sorry, 3?
Let's say it's
Or it'd
9
be
total,
4.
and I want to take half, so you have 4. Probably is how that would round.
4 plus you have 8 Lightfoot.
I guess something like that. It'd be 15 total people.
Okay. All right, and then we want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The rest of these I'm going to move out of the way. And I'm going to put all of these on the layer. And then you need a witch.
Uh-oh. Do I?
You do. Who
Whoops.
doesn't need a witch?
Come on, roll 20. This is the inevitable roll 20 moment.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see we're back in Roll20 instead of in Foundry.
It has all the assets I needed. Come on. There we go. This is good enough.
Speaking of assets, the wizard in that loading screen, I noticed.
Kind of what?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
The audience will know what I'm saying.
let's see here. Huh.
That looks like a very big book.
You see something as you approach a small creature, a small winged creature, flip from the edge of your eyesight and suddenly dart back inside the cave into its darkness. And then you hear, doddering slowly towards you, an old woman. Her face covered, she is cowled in dark black robes. And she says, "Welcome. No one else has accepted my summons in all of these years since these lands have filled with peoples. You are fortunate."
Ma'am, I apologize. There seems to have been a misunderstanding. We haven't received any summons. I rule lands. My name is Fjnotr. I rule lands near here, and we were investigating the neighborhood. And I saw your book.
Let's see here. Change this to this. Ambition, power, control. I may aid you in these things.
Certainly know how to pique a gentleman's interest.
I have the very device in my home that I have waited for a powerful hero with ambition to seek. All I need is a requisite fee to use. I have in my cauldron a swirl of blood of creatures from across the lands, and I can tell you the future or the past.
That is intriguing. How much? Expand upon that. Would it be asking a question and receiving a revelation, or do you simply see what comes?
You must give something of enough value, which we can negotiate. And your blood must be added to the pool.
Ooh.
With your blood, with the amount of blood you bleed yourself, you can see far enough into the past or far enough into the future. All possibilities will be shown to you, however much treasure you give and how much blood.
And does it have to be my blood, or would the blood of another suffice?
They can only then see into their future. Clever. I warn you, it is much harder to see into the future than the past.
I'd like to
Sir,
see this cauldron. Oh,
sir, I might have an idea.
I'm listening.
Look, I might know how to outsmart old women. I've done it plenty of times in my day. They've outsmarted me more than I've outsmarted them, but nonetheless,
I'm willing to take.
what if you get a mouthful of someone else's blood and use that, and it's still coming out of you?
That does sound clever. I don't know that it would impress the magic. I'd still like to see this cauldron before I agree to anything.
You may, but only you and your closest companions.
Oh, that's, of course, we wouldn't want to truck too much dirt into your home. That would be... I realize I did bring quite an assortment.
there are rough stairs that lead down about 20 feet into a dark cave. Shimmering in the center of the cave, it is about 100 feet left to right, and it's about 60 feet north to south. There are small alcoves that you get the impression are the private quarters of persons, one of which might be this person.
Are there other signs of life in the alcoves, or does it seem like it's just her?
You can see in the alcoves, there are 3 of them, that there are like curtains and chests and a straw bed that you can just kind of glimpse around the corner of. You don't see any other people here, though. It looks like it's just her. And then in the center of this cave, that is about 70 feet tall, is a large, heavy cauldron. You probably think it's a half-ton. It is full of bubbling blood that has been accrued and placed within it across eons.
And you said that you've been inviting people here for this?
Yes, for years I have invited me and my 2 sisters. We have invited the heroes of these lands, but they have shunned us. Most rude.
Are your sisters home now? Do they offer the same help you offer this service, or are their talents elsewhere?
They are not here at this time.
What about the skills that they offer?
Only one offers her services. She does unapproved magic. We do not know where she is.
I did not realize this was approved magic.
Oh, yes. Our circle has kept the blood cauldron across ages.
And how did this practice begin?
No stories, hero. I am here for the transaction alone.
All right. Well,
you may view any past or future events that concern a person, a place, a thing, things current, forgotten, information that no one knows.
have you ever used the cauldron?
All the time.
You must... How much of that blood is yours?
You ask too many questions and offer no treasure, no blood. She looks sad.
Oh, don't worry. I just... women don't usually ask for my blood on a first date. It's just a bit fast for me. All right. Well, I would like to chuck her into the cauldron.
All right. Let's see here.
Sounds good. If you need help, all out there.
Do not fail at initiative. Do not.
All right. How does initiative happen?
And then do not fail to get her in this cauldron.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling. I'm like, this is probably pretty high risk, but you know, there were chests earlier, and the cauldron demands blood, so it will have it.
None of you have spells. So there's only one thing to do here, and that's roll for initiative. No one's surprised, so if you could roll a d6, please.
I'm not surprising her. I feel like it's pretty surprising.
Okay, you have to beat a 3. Come on.
All right, let's get her in the cauldron.
All right, here's how the rules work for this. I will be generous, but you do not want to roll this low. Everyone rolls an attack. I will let everyone do this. You must succeed in an attack. If you succeed, you roll all of your hit dice and d6s, and you must overcome her d6s of hit dice. That is how this rule works. Let me make sure that I don't have that wrong, because this is too important.
This sounds like a do or die end of faction run.
Yeah, that's how my war game's been going so far. I keep going all in.
Make individual to hit rolls, then each rolls d6 per hit dice. The sum of the dice of the attacker must be higher than the defender. Then the defender is pinned and can be killed on the next round. If equal, it cannot kill. If the defender wins against the attacker, they are stunned a number of rounds by the points beaten.
Oh, God.
Everyone roll to hit. You must
So we do one roll to hit, and then
each person.
if we hit,
Each
if
person.
we
You
hit,
want-
then we roll the others, or
So each person will roll a d20. Each person rolling a d20 needs to get a 13 or higher on the d20 roll.
Can I? Yeah,
Plus
I'd
your
like
bonus.
Can I attempt to rage?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that didn't work.
That's a 55%. So do I roll a
Yeah.
percent?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so that's 15
90.
to hit.
90. Okay, so what happens when you rage?
A lot of things, including I get +3 to attacks, which is useful here, and also I get additional saves versus energy drain, immune to mind-altering effects except emotion, other stuff that's not too relevant. I want it for the extra attack. And then what do I add to attack?
You will
Just roll
add,
D20.
what's your strength?
My strength is, I should have it. My strength is 18.
Well, you hit
And then-
anyways because of the +3. Okay, so
Yeah,
Glenn, I'm sorry, not Glenn. Let's see, it's Olaf and Hrothar managed to grab her. Now,
are we able to use any bonuses with this, or no?
yes, but I don't think any is high enough to bring that 9 up.
Because I have a +4 as a thief if it's surprised. I didn't know if this would count as that.
Okay, that's actually a damn good point.
How surprised is she? How many times
That's
did she
actually
look
a good
at the
point.
future and say, how do I die?
No, I'm going to take that. No. So what you have to do as a thief is you have to attack while someone else is in melee. I treat it really generously because I think if you're going to be a thief, you should get thief stuff. Okay, so Kara, Hrothar, and Olaf all succeed in grabbing her. Each of you roll a number of d6s equal to your level. So that's for the new level 1, or in the case of Hrothar, also your level,
All right.
which is your
Big
hit
money, no
dice.
worries.
So, Hrothar, you roll first.
Yeah, 34. Hopefully she is a fragile witch and not like actually a dragon or something.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's see. We got 10. It's 44 total. She has 3 hit dice. So I think it's mathematically impossible. Let's see.
Unless she has big head dice.
She fails. The 3 of you grab her and you toss her into the bubbling blood cauldron. She disintegrates.
This is a scene worthy of a saga.
And all 3 of you are granted visions of the past. Because it is her entire body, you may choose one. You can see a year into the future or 500 years into the past of anything you want to see from her point of view.
Her point of view.
Though she's dead, could she see in the future?
This is the vision you're granted by your blood offering.
Oh, okay.
I would say a year into the future. I think that's more important than 500 years in the past, but I don't know. Brothar, it's up to you.
Do we collectively get one vision, or do we each get a vision?
No, I'm going to say it's only one vision. So I'm going to say you guys have to agree on it together. Yeah, only one vision. It's only one person you tossed in there.
Only one person. I feel like it's a very important person, though.
I feel like it should go to Hrothgar because he's the lead here, and so.
No. You guys come up with ideas too, please. You guys play too.
Well, because like the bearing that this may have on his campaigning decisions right now.
There's a very boring but correct answer in the war game, which is I want to see how the dragon comes into the world. That's not. Yeah, you're nodding. It's subjectively correct. That's what I have to pick.
I cannot post this video now from what I'm about to reveal to all
Hell
of you.
yeah!
And
Absolutely.
And
Listen, I'm going to go to the fairy ball and diss on this guy. I'm going to be like, guys, I know the secret.
You cannot
Absolutely am.
reveal this as a player, only as a character to another character if you choose.
Tell everybody.
Do not do it in the lobby.
No, not in the lobby. When I go to this ball, I'm going to be like,
that.
bitches, guess
Okay.
what? I've
right.
got the deets.
You ask and you tell your comrades, I want to know how the dragon comes into the world. By the way, Kara Svinsnargelsen and Olaf Eriksson, the whole war game is about there's a prophecy of a dragon arriving in 1 year that's going to destroy the world, so all these factions are trying to kill each other in the meantime.
That was a slightly important detail that got left out at the
Sorry
beginning.
about that. So anyways.
Yeah.
How do I describe this? You see what looks like a weather event in fast forward motion. The clouds tear back in rolls. Groups of clouds and frontal formations and whole weather systems swirl as something parts. And it looks like something comes into existence from the world, from the sky. Lightning. You see 5 massive heads with a total of 10 eyes. And it towers over Caiden's Rest. And you see this little muddy, Dark Ages village. You see heroes busy battling things unrelated. And beneath it, a ritual of a demonic raven that is 10 foot tall. Basically a lesser or a greater demon of Zinch, okay? And it enters the world, and there at Caiden's Rest, a massive, like, as big as the village itself is a taloned claw of 5 colors. And it digs into the earth near the river, and it rips out the earth, an area that looks like a pucker in the ground, like a wound. And as it does this, the earth itself has this like sinew and flesh-like quality, and it like stretches like flesh from the earth, and it rips it out. And then this thing, you see a person, a woman, in a robe, a plain-looking woman. With light, fair skin. And she simply walks into the puckered earth. And on the other side, you see infinite pathways into starry skies. To make that less ephemeral, it comes out of existence itself like a weather event. It does it inevitably. It finds the location of the tree in Caiden's Rest itself, where the earth is puckered and wounded, rips out the wound, and it enters into the tree of life. What your people would call the world tree.
All right, I think I got all that down. That's a cave well adventured. Now let's go get killed by these trapped chests.
Are you going to go check the alcoves?
Absolutely.
They're
Someone
not
more
trapped.
expendable than me, though. Yeah, nice try. I'm not falling for that.
First, you have the cauldron itself, of note. One of your ogres could carry this if you wanted to keep it.
I think I might keep it. That'd be so cool. I want it.
You now have the Cauldron of Blood. You can use this feature anytime you want. Let's see here. You find in the 3 alcoves 53,400 gold pieces worth of the tributes of various adventurers seeking their fortunes who have cast their blood within the pool.
I'm retiring.
And 22,600 silver pieces.
That at least counts as 1 royal crown.
That is enough to buy half of a castle.
I can build 2 bridges with this. At least.
Yeah.
All right.
This will take up all of the hold space on 1 vessel, and I'll say another has your supplies. You have one vessel left. Okay. What do you do next?
Gosh, that's an interesting.
You could send the full vessel back, and we can keep going.
If I was a better Viking, I would say something very poetic about the burdens of great wealth, but I'm not. So I think we do have to. So this is one of the complicated things about logistics, right? Or about the session is, if I agree, I want to send the ship back to my settlement.
Okay.
And I would like to. I don't know if this makes sense, but if one of you guys would like to stick. I think and stroke my beard for one. I don't know how weird this thing gets for as far as gameplay goes, but if one of you guys or multiple of you guys want to stick around as lieutenants, you'd be most useful back with my main settlements while I go off shenanigansing. And I don't need the money where I'm going. So if one of you guys wanted to take the boat back to my main settlements and assume responsibilities and build things with all this money, that would be an option, I assume.
I will make you a deal, since it kind of works both ways. You can promote another one of your light footmen as an officer now if you wish. Said officer could be played by one of these people in the future if they wish, but I don't want to take them out of play if they want to continue.
All right, that makes sense.
Or does it sound like Hrothgar is trying to free himself the burden of responsibilities and go back to being a philanthropist, just sailing around causing trouble?
I need a major domo while I go raiding. This is how Vikings work. You need someone responsible to look after the kingdom while the king goes has fun and gets killed.
And also make sure the goblins don't start chaos and burn everything down.
Well, they're willing to. The problem is back home to the north of my home, everything's chaos, and I basically need someone to both hold the line against the chaos and to have fun, probe it, find out what's going on, and don't let all of my stuff burn down. And for right now, there's no player character doing that. I do have a competent NPC, but it's the options available.
I mean, Olaf is down for whatever you need him to do.
But for now, let's say one of the dudes gets promoted, and the rest of us and sails back with the ship full of loot, and hopefully doesn't crash, and the rest of us will carry on.
Well, no, here's the thing. Sven not only speaks Goblin, but is the most useless individual that has ever graced the face of this world when it comes to combat. Logically, he should go with the ship. It's just, do we have a good justification why logic should not reign?
No, just you can roll up a new character, and that can be your new officer if you like. You can send and you can send Sven back if you like.
Yeah, however you want to do
Okay,
it.
I got a question for Sven. Has he ever went on a raid in his 97 years of life?
Oh, for sure, constantly. He's just never died.
Like I said, we've been trying to get this man killed for literally generations, and it just keeps not happening.
I want to hand this to you, though. Would you like to keep playing Sven Snorgelson, or would you like to send him back and make a new character? I think that's up to you.
Oh, for sure. I want to keep playing the insane old man who could die at any second if someone breathes on him wrong.
Yeah, let's keep him with us. He's good luck.
I don't think that's true.
I can't tell
think
if you're
it's true.
joking because it's kind of funny, and so I kind of.
It is funny. I'm being completely honest. This man will explode if someone backhands him the wrong way.
Then keep playing him.
Yeah. No, it will
I
just be a
almost feel like
shower
the
of blood and
whole-
gore.
I almost feel like the whole ship would sink and everything would be on fire, and you'd still somehow be floating around on something alive.
Yeah, that's
He's
the thing.
only
We're
90
guaranteed
pounds.
he'll
That
live.
might happen.
He's buoyant.
Like everything went up in flames and the party's gone, but this old guy's still here. So
It's not my first shipwreck.
He's not very flammable. He has very little body fat, no body hair, and he's very moist for no reason.
I don't know that I needed that last part.
Oh god. That's
Overall, you are not allowed to examine.
oversharing as always.
texture.
Okay. So you send back a different officer, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's one question.
We may have multiple answers.
Yeah. Oh, you're breaking up. Oh well. Come back to us when you can, Glenn. You got a signal issue. Sucks. Okay. While Glenn's coming back, we'll go ahead and keep moving, and also
Yeah,
Something
put a
real-
tarp over the cauldron of blood and keep heading north.
something really cool about that big power move is there were only 3 characters there that got 55,000 XP. So that's going to be fun. Those characters just like shot up to like, I don't know, level 4 or something. Oh, we should do that. Oh, that seems important, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask how much, I don't know, how much adventuring we expect to get done, because we got 26 minutes left.
You can make your way up to where the Fjnotr Festival is. That probably is a good end point, is it not?
Delightful.
Okay. Why don't we roll for your hit points and figure out your levels if it becomes extremely significant? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
In all this loot that the adventurers give them, was there like a doublet involved? Maybe in my size? It's not a lot of good formal wear back home. And that ferry messenger didn't get back to me about the dress code. Which is mildly disappointing.
It unfortunately was all given, the tithes for the cauldron of blood was given in silver coinage and gold coinage, and the sea hag had nothing of importance on her. She was going to use it. Huh?
She
Well,
had
yes.
blood. That was pretty useful.
All right. So let's see here. I already rolled for the second day. So that brought you right here. Or not the second day, but the 4th. Need
Okay,
my
we're back
notes.
on current time.
Yeah, this
Relatively speaking.
this puts you at the 19th, let's see, the 20th of Ayul. And let's go back to the sea music.
How many days has it been since session start? I should probably mark off rations.
4 days. Yes, you should mark off rations. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it is the fourth day, and you can see the bend that is the very loch itself. This is the loch, the main river that leads to Caden's Rest, the location of the Fjnotr Festival, and a bridge that you can see on the distance with an obvious human fortification. On the near side...
Hold on a minute. I'm being mildly confused. I thought Caden's Rest was where the newly arrived king was. And also, of course, is where the apocalypse is going to occur.
Yes. So that's
also
down that river.
And also, it's where the ferry is holding their ball.
No, they're holding it on their home turf.
Gotcha.
Which is north of this bridge in the Fairywood. You would know that. They would tell you that. Okay, so anyways, you see forests here. Several things of important note. You can see in the distance a shattered fortress, unoccupied, somewhat usable. No one has claimed it. It looks like a battle took place here 2 years ago. Parts of it shattered. There are mountains here and hills. You would know that these mountains are the entrances, the main entrances into the legendary Rappan Athuk. And then you have the coastal waters extending off in the distance. You think you see other shallows farther away. And then further ahead is the entrance into the river. And then the coast continues on to the north beyond that. I am wrong. You are not that far north, actually. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to keep going, actually. I'm wrong. Sorry. This is a river. It does go to the west. Yeah.
Now, this is an extra river. But it does have the destroyed fort, right?
And no, I think I have that wrong too. And instead, let me see what's here.
It's actually a destroyed hovel. It's where the hobbits used to live. And
Destroyed hovels everywhere.
You see here in the hills.
Whoa.
Something like a Baroque and Gothic fortress, long abandoned. Ancient, long tombs and graveyards. Grand, whoever built their tomb here was one wealthy and powerful. A great stone crypt.
We found the Necromancers. Do the graves look opened? Like they've been disturbed?
You mean, does it look like somebody went in there and ransacked it?
I mean, does it look like the undeads all came out really dramatically and went and killed my dad?
No.
Oh, okay.
is there wildlife chirping? Like, do we hear any signs of life around this
Good question.
Baroque fortress?
No.
Oh, then this is totally undead.
Yeah, I think... Yes.
We can go investigate.
I'm down to investigate. This was one of my several goals, was to try to find these undeads.
Yeah, and here's what I didn't expect when putting together Sven. That his charmed garlic necklace would have any value whatsoever.
Oh no, that's super useful. I saw that. I was looking through your character sheet. I was like, oh, nice, a garlic necklace.
No,
there are vampires involved.
That was to be the most random, useless thing in the history of anything. I didn't think would be encountering undead with the literal anti-undead item.
No, like literally, obviously, Dracula's castle.
So the minimum that you would have had to have sent back with your officer would have either been 6 light footmen or 2 ogres, or some combination thereof.
6 light footmen. We're keeping the ogres.
All right. Let me see here. All right. And so, do you disembark and set ashore?
I want to say yes, Hrothgar. Are we landing? Are we going to go investigate?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's poke around. Maybe not too much. Now that I have money, I have stuff to lose if I die. This has been such a successful expedition. I don't want to end it with, like, the end. It'd be hilarious, though. But now I gotta poke around.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Sven has the charmed garlic necklace. Like, we know he's gonna at least live.
He'll be fine.
What would this be? Let's see if we have a crypt or something. Crypt.
I have said it many times. Sven's only skill is not dying.
Dracula's castle is gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about much, but he was involved in the Great Vampire Incident of 1950 or 959.
I want to be very clear. No, he wasn't. He has no logical justification for wearing a necklace of garlic. It is completely inexplicable.
No,
He
it's not
doesn't know its charm.
strategic. It's like wearing an onion on your belt, as was the fashion of those days. He's just like, oh, it just looks good, and then everyone else got eaten by the vampires, and he's like, how strange.
That's fair.
All right.
He also has 10 pieces of wolfsbane and 20 pieces of chalk on his belt for reasons even I don't know.
Again, I don't like the wolves around here. They're very uppity.
And 5 flasks that I guarantee you are filled with something fermented, and it's not what you expect. Whatever you're thinking right now, you're wrong. It's not that.
I was thinking it sounds flammable, but
There's potions of long life. There is secret.
Oh no,
Gotta
he
get
drinks it
yourself.
regularly. Whatever it is. Humans shouldn't, but he does.
Maybe it's fermented wolfsbane.
The poison sustains him.
Look, I thought long and hard, and I decided it was not his urine. That was a decision I came to, and I struggled with it.
Bear Grylls, a single tear rolls down his cheek.
Oh man, here we go.
All right. You make landfall, and you approach this sepulcher. It is extremely richly appointed in stone. There is a ancient stone structure, 30-foot square, shrouded in shadows of a stand of 100-foot tall spires in places that are narrow. They seem to provide only a decorative quality to this place. You see a door made of thick iron on the outside, in surprisingly good shape, barred from within, a coat of arms. 2 stags facing each other, their horns interlocked, carved in stone over the door. What do you do?
Gaston, are you home?
I think step 1 is to fully reconnoiter the outside of this place. Poke around the graves before getting locked inside of an evil castle. Let's make sure we got a good lay of the land.
You reconnoiter the outside. You can see that there are other ways in, you think. You think you might be able to climb up into nearby windows once barred. Now you think you could slide in. Its defenses, its guards, all gone. No one has come here in a long time. The whole grounds are overgrown and wild.
Okay, now this is a good question for the group. Do we try to sneak in, break in, or knock on the door?
I gotta roll for Olaf's answer.
That's a coward's choice.
Sneaking. I would vote for sneaking, although they might have magic alarms, so it won't matter.
That is Sven's answer as well.
I'm a thief, so yeah, I'll sneak in, check for traps.
Right, let's
Take anything we
sneak in.
find.
The thieves can go first. The ogres can just kind of wait outside.
So let me make sure I get this right. Kara is going to go first, right? Do the thief stuff. All right, you go in.
Got the enthusiasm.
You find it easy to go in ahead of everyone else. You slip down into the room. You can see a single stone crypt resting against a far wall. The same coat of arms carved into the wall above it. Rusted sconces are bolted into the side walls. The floor is covered in rubble, twigs, and debris.
For what it is worth, Sven is also a thief and is there as well.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can do that.
Ooh.
2 thieves.
He is 90 pounds, that's how he gets by with this.
Nice. What do the thieves do as the vanguard?
First step would be to check for traps or anything that does not look right.
All right. Let me do that for you. A hidden roll. I can figure out how to do a hidden roll again.
You can click on GM roll under dice roller.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that anymore on here. I tell you what.
Or just in text /GM roll.
Oh, thank you.
I use Roll20 regular. We're also level 4 now, so we're better at thief skills.
Good point. You're utterly confident. It will be noisy if you simply tromp across the dead fallen twigs. Your path, if you don't mitigate it in some way, will be loud. Apart from that, you can look at the tomb and you can see it is in every way simply a crypt. However, whatever treasures lay within are under a very heavy lid that would also be loud if simply scraped off in all of its weight.
Nothing bad has ever come from opening a crypt. So I'm guessing I wouldn't be unable to. I definitely won't do it without the rest of the party here, but I'd be unable to. Unless we need an ogre to do it.
I don't think anyone needs an ogre to do anything. They're just very nice.
I was also thinking it might be nice if we have to smash whatever's in that crypt, potentially.
If you need a disposable backhoe, then yes, an ogre is ideal.
Yeah, we got small people-sized ogres if you need.
You want an ogre to come in? I think that would be noisy, right? Like if an ogre lumbered in.
Oh.
Plus, they're
true.
not going to make
They're
it
not
into
quiet.
that window.
Yeah, but
They're not quiet.
the other 2 members of the party are strong enough. If you need something moved or slain, you can just.
Oh, you're talking about
carve.
moving the. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. You're talking about having the ogres move the lid. Is that right?
The lid, yeah.
Okay.
The party is okay with it, but I'm not sure. As
So-
a thief, knowing opening crypts can be a very bad, questionable idea.
So
If the
look-
party's in agreement with it, may be better for.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. If the party's in agreement, what?
It may be better for an ogre to open the potential undead jack-in-the-box in case there's an unpleasant surprise.
So how do you're confident you can unbar the door from the inside so the ogre can come
Okay.
in, but what do you do about all of the debris and all that kind of stuff where, how do you try to get a big ogre to come in quietly and gently lift a lid? How do you do that?
If we want to open the lid, I'm willing to be the one to open the lid. I'm sufficiently not scared of whatever scary thing's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to have everybody come in. Do you have everybody try to lift the lid, or do you just have the officers do it, or how do you do that?
Can Thorvald do
And
it?
what's
Be
the-
cool and strong.
Was
You-
the trap check for the entire room? Did it include the coffin?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
does that need further? Okay, so that includes the coffin.
That's a good
Okay.
idea. When I die, I should have my coffin trapped.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure I get this right. Hrothgar wants to make a display of just like tearing open the tomb. You will make a lot of noise if you pull the lid off.
And not
you
quite
could do
not quite tearing it off, but respectfully removing the lid and peering inside with great grunting of effort.
All right, we're
Bulging
doing
of
it.
muscle.
Here we go.
I don't like
There
how you
it
said
is.
that.
There it is. The thing happens.
Great. I don't like it when that was not what I was
Do
looking
this all
for.
knowing it's a very bad idea because
Listen,
this is
it's you don't prove your heroism by doing safe things. You don't.
I
you
mean,
don't
you're already
like need a
chucking old
sweater.
lady into a blood cauldron, so, you know.
We got to pick on
out
someone.
of character. This kind
even
of
older.
thing has led to some very bad situations in other games. In character, this is totally what Kara would do. So,
This looks like it led to a bad decision.
Okay.
my apologies ahead of time.
I didn't roll a 1 or a 6.
You-
I'm probably still alive.
You-
Oh God!
You you lift the lid and pull it to the side, and you can see that the thing inside awakens. Clearly, the towers outside are arranged in such a way, blocking sunlight. And that turns out to be their real purpose, as no sunlight makes its way into this tomb, though you can see from shadows around corners. It is like perfectly designed to not allow sunbeams but be lit. And anywho, you see a being here. He appears woldish and pale skin, handsome face, but with red eyes and fanged teeth. And he arises from the crypt, and he has a gleaming sword. It shimmers with a black energy. And he says, it's a two-handed sword, and he rises up and he says, long has the army of the light not marched across these lands, I can tell I have slumbered, and no one has come to visit their old friend Simrath. Do you speak Woldish?
Oh, that I do, but it's not my native tongue. I apologize. We weren't quite sure if anyone was still alive in here. I suppose I'm still not sure.
He rises up out of the tomb and he... and something like escapes his mouth like flies. Like that.
Ugh.
And then he stops for a second, and the flies, like, whatever it is, these flittering things of black, like, rush out the nearby windows. And he looks back at you and he says, tell me, are there any Woldish left in these lands?
Oh, that there are, but in the immediate surroundings, not so many.
Then we failed. Very well. I suppose it's no longer my concern. I take it you have come to take my possessions.
In all honesty, we were having a looks around. An undead army originated from this broader region. I was hoping for information on it. That was my goal.
You will find that this is the very holy place of undead across this whole land, across maybe the whole world.
I suspected that might have been the case, yeah. I take it that you're familiar with the forces of this land?
Oh, yes. Perhaps if I weren't needing to... And he draws up his blade and he brings it in front of him in a, like a knight salute. If I weren't needing to slay you now in a duel, perhaps we could discuss it. But I'm afraid my appetite is no longer one for teas and a dinner party and discussion. I have other appetites now. Do you face me, warrior, for what I have to offer? or are you a coward?
Hold on a minute. Implying I'm a coward will not get you far in your unlife. But what do you have to offer?
In my tomb is the hoard of treasure I accumulated as I began to turn. You can see, in fact, rubies and gems. This is another hoard of immense wealth. There is also his shimmering black blade. And a suit of plate mail.
Do we see any weapons in his crypt?
Just his two-handed sword that he has.
Oh, okay.
So, I as a player don't want to ruin a gloriously serious moment.
Go ahead.
That being said, a number of things were listed on the part of our undead rival? Friend?
Acquaintance. He's a friend. We just met. We're friends.
Yes. So, my reservations being stated, Sven will sort of call from the background.
What about fermented goat's milk? I've got a bunch of flasks of it.
The undead thing sneers, and then he looks back at Hrothgar and he says, "Your answer, cowardice or duel?"
Can I have a... I'm not quite at my top form. Some injuries suffered from a recent battle, but I can't turn down a worthy foe. Can I have the briefest moment to prepare, though?
Only if you, in turn, give me time to prepare. He smiles.
Olaf would step forward and just hold his axe up and get ready. He's offered himself in Hrothar's place.
I would... really quickly, if I can pull it off before he engages in hostilities, I want to rush over to Sven and rip his necklace off and put it on me, and then say, "All right, let's do this thing."
Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah. All right, you do that. You do that quickly, and he howls in anger, but he is bound by this duel. So the other thing that was going to happen
also
doesn't
howl
happen.
in anger, and I would like to attempt to rage.
All right. Yeah. Roll.
All right. I should probably attempt to determine how many hit points I have at some point in here.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
you
don't
should do
rage.
that. Uh-oh. Yeah, you should do that now.
88.
It will be...
That might be
Big money,
important.
no whammies. Oof, not many.
That really sucks bad.
Are you
I
sure
think
you
I'm
don't
at
want...
-10.
I will make you a deal. If you want, I will go back and look at the hit points I put on the chart. If you want.
I'll take what I can get.
Let me go over and look at this. If I have it.
Yeah, if I have 28 max, and I'm low. I'm at 10 -10 now. So this is not gonna.
Let's see here.
I have a plan B, but I would not want to engage in the duel.
I mean, if your hit points are low, Olaf has 3 more hit points than you.
Oh, that's so bad.
And he's
Also,
got
you
8.
guys can level. So there's that.
Yeah.
In fact, everyone should level, but you need to know your level. So we probably have to do some math with friends here. But let's see if we can condense this, because I know that we're at the... I thought it was 90... I thought it was 2.5 hours, but in case
we
I
are.
said...
You said 8 to 10.
So let me offer some 2 big chunky options here, okay? Let me frame this in some big options, all right? First of all, I don't know how many hit points you'll have, but you'll have something comparable to this thing, okay? If you fight, we can roll a gigantic number of d20s right now and resolve it very quickly. And that's the granular option. The second option is we can use chainmail. Now, let me get your consent so you know what you're getting into. It's pretty simple. Chainmail is a single roll, and whoever wins the combat and the other one dies. You might prefer this if you hear me out on this. I will offer chainmail for this because it's an NPC. This is a hero, and you are a hero. Therefore, in the fantasy matrix, you would roll a d6, and whoever rolls higher goes first. And you would, let me make sure that it's not, sorry, I figured this out real fast. Fantasy combat table. Hero, and then would this be a ghoul? No. Okay. Hero versus hero. Whoever rolls a 7 on a 2d6 kills the other instantly.
Oh, God.
And that's how it would have been done in the olden days before the alternate combat system. So that's a chance of just like ending it immediately and rapid and quickly. The third option is you run away. Your men will abandon you. You'll have to use the ogres to get home.
I would if you have an option that gives me chunkier HP, I would prefer to do that. I like how my class works. I think I'd do decently well in a duel.
Okay. We'll do that really fast.
Well, the problem is we might not be able to do it super fast because my rage complicates the flow of everything, because it wouldn't be the same roll every time. There'd be a question of, am I raging and am I still enraged? The rage lasts 8 turns, and it significantly changes how I fight.
I'm sorry, I thought you said that you didn't rage.
I can rage every turn.
Oh, very well.
Try.
Okay.
It's a question of how quickly can I do it? And I can, but just pretty fast.
Let's do the math up front if you commit to a duel. But you need your hit points to know if you want to do that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, if like I don't have many hit points, I don't know how much I can wreck on this, but instead of dueling him, I would be willing to consider offering him if he wants blood. I do have a cauldron of blood.
You can do that.
And if he is willing to drink from it, I would absolutely try to push him in. I know what I'm about.
Okay. Let me make everybody else a deal here. You got work in the morning, gotta go. See you later. No big deal. So happy to see you guys. Had so much fun. I love this. This is my favorite version of D&D, is the original version, where we do these wacky schemes and we do all this stuff, and it's so fast.
Great fun having everyone.
Yeah. If anybody's got a bolt, see you later. If you want to hang out and see the duel, we're going to resolve that, and then that'll be the end.
Yeah, so I got work in the morning, but I'm on Pacific time, so I'm here.
Right on. Anybody, and just if somebody does, like Glenn, if you gotta go, just let me know. Just say, hey, I gotta head out, and then no problem. All right. And same thing, Birdie. Okay. Let's
also. I do want to be clear on one thing. In the premise of a duel, where like dramatically someone will like tear off their cloak or cape and throw it at their opponent to create a momentary distraction to give themselves an advantage. If at any point Rothar decides to just pick up Sven and throw him at the vampire and just guarantee that Sven dies for some sort of advantage, he's free to.
That was going to be my plan if the vampire came out of the crypt swinging, which is going to be to throw Sven in between me and him. Because you had the garlic, I was going to be like, yeah.
All right, I've got it here. However, it's going to make me sound like a Santa Claus. I gave you max hit points. That's what I did.
Ooh.
Looking at the number.
I won't say no.
That is the...
I thought that might have been the case, but I couldn't see it somewhere.
Yeah, and that's why you lost 15. So let's see here. That is 64 hit points. Minus 10 is 54 hit points.
Dear God, that's a lot of health.
I'll take it. I'll do it.
He's level 8. Yeah.
He's like a god.
With D8 hit dice. Or hit dice, yes. Okay. All right.
The character was kind of built conceptually that, like, assumed I'd be wading into battles. and stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah, that was like the whole thing.
it's
So-
not intended to be quite balanced for classic OD&D adventures like this.
Pick your big one here. Oh no, this is totally OD&D. This is what I'm saying. This is not OSR. Like you should totally have 50 hit points in this game. That's totally cromulent. But anyways, and hewing down armies of people and all this kind of stuff. So do you flee, do you scheme, or do you duel? That's the big choice.
I'll do a kick spot.
Very well. Okay.
Have at the knave.
Let us roll. I'm going to roll 12 d20s. Okay? And then we're going to stack our initiative. Initiative is just going to happen once. So go ahead and roll your initiative. And then we'll kind of stack it in order. I think, is that right? Yeah, we don't redo that. Yeah. Okay, so you go first, so that's good. So that's simple enough. Now roll 12 d20, and then roll 12 d100s, and then we're just going to figure out where you're hitting and not hitting, and it's no big deal.
Okay, but again, I have the.
I know. So you'd roll. I assume you want to do it every time.
Once I rage, I'm raged.
Okay.
And it lasts for 8
I see what you're saying.
Well, yeah, chuck out 60-20, just so we know what that's going to do, and then another 60-20.
Got a crit right off the bat.
Unfortunately, it might not be my coolest one, because once I rage, my attacks count as magical for the purpose of
Right.
overcoming people who need magical attacks.
Do 60-100.
Okay. 100.
Okay,
Okay, so I'd hit it on the second round.
gotcha. Okay, and then you're raged how long?
8 turns.
8 turns.
And
So that's enough for now. We don't even.
And then after 8 turns, I'm like fatigued and I'm less good.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you want to try to kill him. Okay, so
So
let's.
it's very bursty, which is why I once upon a time asked you if I could dual wield, because I was like, I need to kill him quick.
All right, so here's your target, and you're going to take those 8 turns, and we're just going to do 8, because then the math will change. Your target is armor class 10, because you didn't give him time to get armor on.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I have +3 to my attacks from the raging, and I have strength 18.
So you do 8, I'm going to do 8, and let's see, what is your armor class?
13.
13. Okay, so we got +9 to hit.
All right, so 8 d20, you said?
Yeah, we're no, not 8d20, just of the d20s you chucked. So the first 6. Oof. The first 6 and then another 2. We're going to look at 8 attacks cuz 9 attacks cuz 9 of your attacks will be I'm sorry. The first attack is not raged, then 8 will be raged. So just calculate those 8 raged attacks and the first one and see if you hit armor class 10 on those. And if you do, go ahead and chuck all your damage. And we're going to see who kills who first. Simple. We're just slotting it in order. You're the one that acts first. Let's see here. +9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So he hits 8 times.
Rothar hits 6 from what I'm counting with this +3 to hit. I don't know how much rage factors, but
You also get an attack bonus. You maybe didn't calculate that. Let me look at that too. You're level 8, so your attack bonus on top of everything else should be like +4 or something like that. You probably ought to know that, huh?
that would make it 7.
Well,
7 hit.
Let me find it. Let's
Oh.
see.
I've been muted. I'm sorry. Does strength add to my...
Yes.
Okay,
At
so what
18, you
does-
get +2 to hit.
Here, let me give you your whole bonus first, and then you'll get your wrath bonus after. So you're level 8. A level 8 gets a Hold on just a second. Level 8. Or ascending armor class. Level 8 gets... I'm calculating a +2 to hit. Hopefully whoever watches this later doesn't kill me or buy. No, that can't be right. To hit a armor class 20, you have to get a 14. So that is and to do a 19, you have to get a 13. So that is a +7 to hit. At level 8, you get +5. Yeah, at level 8 you get +5. Now let's do strength. Yeah, this is not a mudcore game. You should have a huge bonus to hit right now. Strength. What's your strength?
18.
18. Your total bonus to hit, period, at all times is +7. On top of that, you'll add your rage.
Okay, and then with the rage added, that brings it to 10, which means I would just be auto hitting when I'm raged.
There you go.
Yeah,
So I'd
then
hit
all
him.
your
I
attacks
did it
hit.
8 times during the rage plus the crit.
So roll your damage 8 times separately, and we just gotta hope that you kill him first.
All right, and then do I add damage from my strength?
Fighters do, I think. Let me make sure. I think fighters are the only, but I think Wrath Chanters have the benefits of a fighter, maybe? That will be listed for Wrath Chanters in the thing I sent you. Damage.
Strength up 18 plus 3 damage modifier on top of whatever else.
You're right. Yeah, and we'll do that for now, because Wrath Chanters should get the benefits of that. But thieves would not, for example. But yeah, okay, so +3 damage on top of your damage. So roll your damage for your weapon +3 individually 8 times. And then we're going
You got the crossbar.
Yeah, don't roll once.
Let me confuse myself for just a moment. Okay.
It's alright,
So
it makes sense, you're raged.
So the crit is...
Crits just mean you hit, so there's no benefit to a crit. That is one thing, yeah.
Well, either way, I'll not mess it up this time. 1d6 plus 3 is... The first one's 3, and then the rest I add an additional 3 for when I'm raging. Copy that. Alright, and then... Boop. Boop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
All
8.
right. Now I'm going to do mine. That is a D10.
And if he's resistant to magic at all, or resistant to non-magical attacks, all the raging attacks count as magic.
Okay. And these will all be magical. Okay. That is 2. Come on, roll 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's just start with a few here. So let's start with 3. It looks like you got 7 on the first one, right? So,
Yes.
So adding these together, we get 15, 17, 15, 27, 37. So 37 for the first one. Just make sure that he doesn't... Let's see. He will not. So I'm going to keep going. 37 plus 8 is 45. You will slay him. However, you will take 20 points of damage. You duel each other back and... What type of weapon do you have?
I'm using a sword,
Okay.
but flavor-wise, I'm willing to do a sword and an axe.
Okay,
But
yeah, you do that.
But mechanically, it'd be a sword and a shield.
All right, you do that. You duel with the short axe and the sword back and forth with his black shimmering two-handed blade for, let's see, that takes 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute long duel, and then
That's hot. I'm aroused.
And then how do you finish him?
Whenever he goes down to a mortal wound, to do a sort of axe across my heart, a little salute, Simrath. It was a pleasure and an honor to do business with you. And then I'll bring it down on his neck.
He nods slightly, and then there's a look of peace as you finally end his awful, hellish, undead existence. And with that, that will end our adventure. Let me bring us back to the beginning here.
Do you put the garlic necklace around his
pillage? Yeah, I put the garlic back around us. Fine.
Nice.
Where it belongs.
So about what's in the crypt itself, let's see here. You find...
Get ready to note this down.
60,000 gold pieces. And a massive reservoir of 55,000 silver pennies. And you don't need to write all this down. I can give it to you later. A number of gems that all come to equal, something about 15,000 gold pieces worth. A fancy cloak of silver wolf fur.
Ooh.
And several scrolls that you could look at later. No magic weapons or anything, sadly, except for the shimmering black blade.
Take it. Use it, Hrothgar.
Now, is there anyone in this
with my own blood?
In this game, are there magic weapons, or is there anyone in the village or anything that could evaluate it, or do you just use it and see what it does?
I've been told that magic stuff is the most valuable thing you can possibly find.
We'll talk about that later, but for now, I am curious, do you pick up the black blade, or you're like, I'm not going to do that?
I don't that you said that, but absolutely I'm picking it up. That was like...
Yes. It's very simple what happens.
It's still rolling whenever I pick up the sword. All right,
excellent.
Great.
No, it's good news. It's good news.
I don't believe you for a second.
You pick it up, and obviously this thing immediately considers taking over your will, but sees in you the possibility of great bloodshed, harm, malice, and cruelty.
I'm intrigued.
And it falls in love with you. Whatever spirit is bound within it sees within you the hope of bringing suffering to a great many.
I do chant wrathful spirits into existence for a living.
And with that, you sail back to your village with your hoards of gold, and that ends our adventure for the night.
Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.